Alright guys, I told you all it was coming. You know, I finally got the bananas, so looks like we can finally make our smoothie tutorial video. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how easy and how simple it is to make the delicious smoothies, the delicious and nutritious smoothies that I enjoy on a every other daily basis. So like I said last time, you're gonna need one of these things and one of these things. Not to mention one of these, and of course our very good friend, one of these. Now as for the ingredients, let's do it right this time. First, we're gonna need one small apple. Apples are sort of a super fruit, and they have a lot of nutrients in them, you know, like almost too many to count. But they're especially rich in fiber and antioxidants, and they do protect you against cancer and stuff. So there's a reason that they're probably the most iconic fruit in the fruit world. As for why only one small apple, well, apples are pretty dense from my experience, and a full-on big apple or two small apples would kind of be overkill, and they would dominate the rest of the smoothie compared to the other less dense fruits. We're gonna need 2 oranges, which I don't need to tell you is an excellent, absolutely beautiful source of vitamin C. They're absolutely packed with all that stuff, so make sure you get that in there. I put 2 little oranges because I think the little oranges taste better and they're not as nearly as dense as apples. So putting 2 little oranges is like, even if you had one big orange in there, it wouldn't overpower anything. It would just kind of sit in there, so that's good too. Then you're gonna need 1 banana. These are a good source of potassium while also being sort of a superfruit like apples, where they also contain a lot of other vitamins. I choose to put in 1 banana because the bananas I pick are usually pretty big, and bananas I think are pretty dense as well. The banana acts as sort of a neutralizer and a blender of all of the other flavors and makes them come together as one thing pretty harmoniously, I think. So make sure you get that banana in there. There's a reason I couldn't make this video until I got bananas. Now this next ingredient's probably gonna throw a little bit of a wrench into the whole thing. Might seem a little strange, but it's arguably the most important ingredient actually. We have to put a very good handful of kale in there. Now kale is essentially the super vegetable. I don't remember what exactly it has in there. I know it's a lot, and I know that basically everything that's not going to be covered by the other ingredients that you pour in here, all of your daily vitamins that aren't covered by the other fruits are going to be covered by this kale. So it's extremely important to get some kale. You can't go without it because there are a lot of vitamins and a lot of good things about the other fruits in there, but the kale takes the nutritional value, it just takes it up a notch. Alright, so when it comes to the banana, you can kind of just rip that sucker open, tear him apart like that. He tears easily, and just drop him in there. It's okay to put, I guess the order of the vegetables and fruits that you put in here doesn't really matter, but I sort of have, I guess, a ritualistic way of putting things in. So next you gotta cut your apple here, and this is pretty much the entire reason you need the knife. You basically just gotta cut them up. Just to make things easier, I think I'm gonna haphazardly decore him. And the apple, because it's so thick and so dense, you want to cut it up into the smallest little slices imaginable, just so that it's as easy as possible for the blender to, break through it, to cut it. Another reason I cut it up is so that it takes up much less space. The next thing I do is I like to peel my oranges. You can use a knife for this, and I suppose most people would prefer to use a knife for peeling oranges. But I don't really think one needs to. It's not really that hard to do it with your hand. I actually think that I do it more quickly with my hands than with a knife. But that's just me and my personal experience. I suppose anybody could do it any way they want to. Oh, I almost forgot. You should not put this in here like this. That was a mistake on my part. I recommend breaking up the oranges for the same reason as the apples, so that they take up much less space, considering that you're going to still put kale and a couple other things in there. Also, I suppose it helps to buy seedless oranges if you can, because then you don't have to worry about plucking out seeds and stuff and whether or not they're going to end up in the smoothie. Like, I forgot to check these here. I usually use mandarins, to tell you the truth. I usually use little cuties, and those don't have seeds. You didn't really see me do it on camera, but I highly recommend putting just a little tiny handful of ice in there, just to make it cool and to feel more like a nice beverage. So you're gonna pour some milk in there. Then you gotta blend it. And then boom, your final product is a nice, delicious, nutritious smoothie. For some people, the completely produce-based flavor might be a little rough. Like my girlfriend doesn't really drink it, but I think it's delicious. But if you want, you know, you could always make some variations. You could add some sugar in there. You could add pieces of chocolate, maybe. You could do yogurt instead of milk. That might help the flavor. There are a lot of things you can do, but as far as the basic smoothie, that's about all she wrote. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this was worth the wait. And, you know, if you make smoothies yourselves, let me know. And just let me know how it came out. I'd like to know. Alright, thanks for watching. Stay healthy, stay happy. You guys have a good one.